Hello, hello, and good day, everybody. It me, Fresh Baked Niche here. I'm gonna play a little bit of Peglin while I talk to you today about monster catching games. I know we did Pokemon last time, and I just tried to recap the stories, but I thought it'd be interesting to talk about just my thoughts and feelings towards the monster catching genre, considering it's more or less a hot button issue nowadays, given the whole Pow World and Nintendo lawsuit going on still. Although, there's definitely some cracks forming, and that's a good thing, I think. Um, but anyways, so, obviously, like when I was a kid growing up, there was basically only one real monster catcher, and that was Pokemon. You knew it, you loved it, you had it. And I mean, that was basically it for so long, and I think it was just, it scratched a nice itch as a kid. And not to say Digimon wasn't there, but I don't ever remember playing the games. I remember watching the show a lot. Like, it was weird. I watched that show more than I watched Pokemon. But I played Pokemon more than I played Digimon. It was very, very weird. But, it was one of those things where I feel like, as far as the games go, I do think they definitely were good around the DS era, and I'm talking like generations 4, 5, and even into 6. I am very biased because most of my memories of Pokemon are very much tied to the Diamond and Pearl anime, the trading card game, having those Diamond and Pearl expansions with the level EX and stuff, as well as just the show. I mean, it was all a culmination of that. Really solidified it for me, and it was a good time. I do remember it fondly. But as you got older, it was whatever. And with the indie scene definitely picking up, I know there have been so many other titles doing this. I mean, there's Cassette Beasts, there's, I can't think of any more off the top of my head. Outside of that in Pow World, and I do apologize. I'm sure there's other ones. But point being, it's happened. And, like, other companies have even gotten in on it in their own ways. Because, like, Dragon Quest did that Monster Catchy Tamer one, where you could, like, merge the dudes. I don't remember the name right now. But, they did that. That was cool. And I think it kind of came to a head with Pow World. Just because, hey, look, we're doing Pokemon in our own way, and it's different, but it feels familiar enough. And that's great. That's awesome. I'm happy for it, and those who love it, great for you. I will admit I'm not a big fan of Pow World. I just, the survival aspect of it just didn't really bring me in, to say. Like, it was fine, but it's not like what I wanted. Now, the creature catching was cool, the battles were fun, the mount system was really, really cool. And that was fine. And I would say overall I enjoyed it while I had it. I was playing it on Xbox, but I no longer have a subscription to Game Pass, so I'm not, I'm not in a position to be playing it anymore, and I'm not buying it right now. There's just other stuff I'd rather play, and that's fine. To each their own. But I think what really brought this conversation to my head in the first place is the fact that famed PokeTuber A-Drive has made a successful trading card game, Alestrals, and they're currently gearing up for making a video game, and I think that's where I was talking to my brother-in-law recently, and it's one of those things where people love the genre. It's not going to go away, and fans of it are always going to want more, and I think that's cool, because it's kind of like those who like factory simulators. You're never really tired of factory simulators. You just want them to do different things. And I mean, I think that even just boils down to, like, the difference between Factorio and Satisfactory. I mean, not even just the 3D, 2D, just the way you conduct yourself and the way you build structures and things. Like, they're very different games. And I think that's all we really want out of our monster catchers, so it is cool that there's going to be another one up on the street, and it is going to be just there. And at least based on the success of the card game, I'm looking very forward to seeing how well the game goes. I am actually so pumped for it, I will admit now. I did back the Kickstarter. I am also in the pre-alpha. So I'm going to be able to actually try it and hopefully, I don't want to say influence how things go, but at least find bugs and stuff. But who knows, maybe if I can suggest something that ends up being in the game, that would be just huge. And, you know, but it's one of those things where it's like I'm looking forward to it, and I think it's because it's scratching an itch. Because, I mean, you know, as you know, I've been playing through the games. One title from each generation for Pokemon, and it's been fun. It's been a really good time. I'm actually currently on Gen 4. I'm playing it in Japanese just because I have a copy. I thought it'd be fun. It's challenging because I don't really speak the language, so I don't know what I don't know what people are saying. I don't know what moves are. I honestly feel like a kid again because just like, I don't know what this is. Let's hit a button and see what it does. So that's been different. That's kind of cool, though. But now I'm looking forward to playing, you know, Elestrals and seeing what they have going on and how does that feel. And if it takes off, that's even better, you know? It's another option, because I do remember, for a little bit there, a huge competitor to Pokemon for quite a while, and I wish it had taken off more in the West. That being Yokai Watch. I absolutely loved Yokai Watch. And it is such a shame that... I mean, they don't really make games for them anymore. From what I've gathered, it's slowed down in Japan, as huge as it still is over there. But, I mean, they got way more love, way more games, way more stuff. And if you never check that out, it is genuinely a good franchise. If you are even remotely interested, just mod a 3DS, man. Just download it from the H shop or whatever. I don't care. Just do it. It's good. And, you know, I think it's just because the combat was different. It was, at least from what I remember, semi-turn based, but you had like little gauges and stuff. You had to do mini games to use your different attacks, and team composition mattered, I think, a little bit more. And the way the story was written and done, it was just so cool. And, you know, it was nice to see them have a competitor. And I almost think they need one again, because, you know, I final thoughts here. I wish we were at a point where Pokemon could feel some pressure, and they had to do better. Because I was at a party recently, and we took a little break. We were playing Kirby Riders. We took a little break, and the one guy was like, oh, hey, here's Legend ZA. So I finally got to see it, because I didn't buy it, and I'm not going to buy it. And I'm sitting there, I'm watching, and I'm like, it doesn't look too bad. There are some things that could be better, but it doesn't look terrible. It runs well enough. The story's apparently decent. And it's like, okay, it's cool, it's whatever, it's fine. But, like, there isn't anything crazy new to it. There aren't new dudes, there aren't new mechanics. I mean, sure, there's new, like, megas or whatever, but it's a lot of just rehashing the past again. And, you know, not for nothing, I think they need competition so that they'll start actually trying new stuff. I think they're just stagnant because they don't have to try, they don't have to worry. And I truly hope that maybe one day they will get that competition, they will get that pep in their step, and maybe, just maybe, you know, they'll come back. Because, and again, this was from that same conversation I had with my brother-in-law. It's not that I want to see them fail. That is definitely not the case. I want Nintendo to succeed, and I want Pokemon to succeed, and I don't want them to go anywhere. I just want them to do better. And not even just for me, not for the other fans, but for themselves. Because I feel like you cannot look at what you're doing right now and say that this is good. If you were an indie studio, it would be impressive. If you were anyone else, okay, sure. But just the constant crap they keep doing and just going nowhere, it's getting old. And, you know, maybe one day it'll become something better. I mean, I'm still holding out for Generation 10. I certainly am. And, you know, we'll definitely see what it becomes. But at this rate, I ain't too excited. But I think it's going to wrap her up for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe consider hitting the like button or even subscribing or whatever. Don't feel obligated, though. And, you know, I hope you guys have the good rest of your days. And I really hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.